Hello, everybody. Welcome back to James and Flav for now. Welcome to our patrons. You're not one of them if you're watching this on YouTube. You could have been. And many of you guys will be coming to our live show. I want to get straight into it with this. And I think I might do this each week just to we need to get hot, steamy debate into the podcast because our intention after 30 seconds is woeful. So, Jack Beswick asks, if Modric gets into an all-time 11, then De Bruyne should get on the bench at least.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that comment?
I'm not feeling too good. I'm not feeling too good, James. I know you're trying to. I'm not feeling great.
I've also got a little visual hook here as well for when you're ready as well. But sorry, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Hey, you seem off.
Okay. Our things are not good at the moment, mate. I'm struggling.
I thought something was up where you weren't wearing your hat. What's up?
I had an incident. Something happened this morning about 6:30.
Wow, you know the time specifically. This must have been.
Well, because I looked up at the clock, so I thought this is momentous. I need to remember exactly what happened, when it happened, just in case, people are going to ask questions about how this came to be.
What happened, mate? You're right. Do you want to talk about it now, or do you want to talk about this later?
No, I think we need to talk about it now. I trod on a slug with barefoot.
Oh god!
And exploded.
Oh no!
Between my toes.
A barefoot.
I think I heard and then it was got
a scream of pain. That's tough.
From the slug. It's tough.
That is honestly right up there for me. Like the worst things I could ever do is tread on a slug.
Yeah,
barefoot.
And I mean, that's not even to say the symbolism behind it, because we've got a live show a room full of 200 slugs, and I've killed one of them. Well, one of us.
I think you get a bit confused. I think you get a little bit confused, love. What are you expecting from the live show? Just a swarm of slugs, like actual some dry, some moist.
200 of them.
Oh,
mate, mental. Sold out in 2 days. We could have filled Wembley.
Yeah. Do you think if you'd have trod barefoot on a snail, crushed the shell and all that stuff between the toes, you were giving a shit?
Worse. No, I wouldn't have given a shit. But plus, snails in this instance, snails are more decent, aren't they? Because they've got the shell, gives you warning, you hear the crack, you stop treading.
Yeah, I think our retention's done, Flav.
Oh,
We're talking about slugs for the first 2 minutes, and I'm trying to put some hot, steamy football debate into the bloody podcast.
What was the question?
If Modric gets into an all-time 11, does Modric get into an all-time 11? We spoke that on the last podcast.
Yeah, okay. He does. Yeah,
if he does, then does De Bruyne need to be on the bench of this all-time 11? How many people playing within the last... This is a good question. How many people playing within the last 20 years make it into the all-time 11? Is it generally populated with players from the last 20 years? And is that fair?
This is like with the Harry Kane and Wayne Rooney debate that's been raging on Twitter over the last week.
Has that been raging on?
Fucking raging on. Absolutely raging. Where, with saying that there's a recency bias with Harry Kane being, how could it even be a conversation? The fact that if you're saying how could it be even a conversation, then you shouldn't be in part of that conversation. Do you know what I mean? It's not even, if you can't see that there is the debate to be had, or a conversation at least to be had, then there's no point you even opening your mouth.
I find this funny, this sort of, before you even make a decision on something has to qualify for the conversation. When did that start?
If you can't conceive the fact that Harry Kane might be there might be a world where Harry Kane is as good as Wayne Rooney, then if you can't, why are you even getting involved in the conversation? Because it's absurd to think that he's not in the same bracket.
Yeah. He's definitely in the conversation. He qualifies for the conversation. He makes it through the conversation. First
round. So this. I mean, what I'm saying is there's a reason. Yeah.
With De Bruyne, how, when we do your top 3 ever Premier League players, is De Bruyne in there?
Yeah, I think maybe. Yeah, he is. There's not a lot in it. I mean, it's
Who's
like
your top 3 Premier League players of all time? Here we go. And I will explain the cups in a second. I'm going to put them to the side for now. Top 3. Here you go. I've got a title. Great. Top 3. And put yours in the... patrons, put yours in the chat. If you want to become a patron, join us and become moist and understand what that means, then there's a link in the description. Top 3 Premier League players of all time.
But that's so difficult. There's so many parameters. You can't say Modric because he wasn't there long enough. Didn't do it for long enough. Definitely
can't say. He's not. Do you know what, Flav? He's not even in the conversation.
He's not in the conversation because he wasn't there. He's only at Spurs for 3 or 4 years, wasn't he? So you can't say him, even though he's the best midfielder.
Who's in the conversation? Should we get there? Should we try and figure that out first?
Let me just qualify this. Modric is the best midfielder the Premier League has ever seen, hands down. But in terms of, he hasn't got the body of work to be in the conversation, Jim. So
okay.
I'm going to say, who are yours?
Right. So we're getting people who are in the conversation. There's people like Gerrard, Rooney.
No, not Gerrard.
Kane, if you want to chuck him in there, Aguero, Lampard. I think it's quite a personal thing.
Wayne Rooney's in there.
Henry's in there.
Henry isn't in there.
Henry is definitely in there.
Harry Kane is in there.
Premier League all-time top 3. Here we go. This is
why are they all
forwards?
This is why
I'm excited.
Idiots.
This is going to take
That's
the
why
podcast.
We're all fucking idiots.
This is going to take the podcast to a new level. Okay, we're going to start off with top 3s, and we're going to go through all the banal ones like this one. Okay, so excited.
Yeah.
Right. So first,
it'll do numbers, Jim.
I want the worst ones, the ones that everyone's doing, and we'll just slap that on the front of the thumbnail, and you stupid people will come in and go, oh yeah, great football debate.
Jim, we this was called back in the Bull Street days, and this is the etymology of the collective noun.
The
slugs.
It's come full circle.
It's called what we called it slug farming. Just get them in. Get him in. The bullshit football chat.
With a rubbish football chat. Although these are interesting talking points. And I'm always intrigued.
I remember back in Bull Street, one of the questions you asked me was, who's going to have a better career? And it was Jesus, I think it was, right. and it was another one. And I looked at you and I was like,
I don't care. Oh, yeah,
I don't care. Lad.
We had a format called You Decide, which is actually a very good format. That's a good format. It's a great format that didn't get the quality, didn't get the views it deserved. Like most stuff I put out. In particular, by the way, if you're watching this, please go and watch the QPR Dream Teams. It's brilliant. It's honestly brilliant. And I'm not, yes, I'm biased, incredibly so, but it's a really good video. But because it's not about Sabitzer at Man United or whatever, it doesn't get the clicks and it is annoying. So if you would like to watch a good video, completely up to you, but if you'd like to watch a good video, go and watch the QPR Dream Teams, for God's sake. And if you don't believe me, go and look at the comments. Because Ilias Chair says, and I quote, "It's not my problem, I'm an alpha male." He says that. I got a footballer to say that. Right?
There was a delicious irony to Ilias Chair saying that, though, isn't there?
He said that. He said, I'm coming with sledgehammers. It's amazing. Okay, just go watch it. Right, back to this Premier League top 3. I'm going for Thierry Henry.
What was number 1? How if he was number 1?
Yeah, I think
forward that hasn't scored anywhere near as many goals as Harry Kane or Shearer or Aguero. So
Aguero, I don't get Aguero. Just doesn't work for me. Aguero, Shearer, and it's either Salah or De Bruyne.
It's who you like, innit? It's what you like. I wouldn't put Shearer in there. It's just fucking dull. I wouldn't put Ori on Henry in there because fundamentally...
Les Ferdinand.
Okay.
No, do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what? From a personal preference, probably not. This is a different question, but my 3, that's my Premier League 3, is Henry, Shearer, and Gerrard.
Henry, Shearer, and Gerrard.
Yeah. Who's your 3?
I can only go by what I like.
I think that's a great place to start.
I can only go what I like. And I'm saying Kane, Modric, Vertonghen. Why are they always forwards, though? Can't you? Why doesn't anyone appreciate... Why isn't Van Dijk there?
You can't have 3 Tottenham players. You can't.
I can do what I want.
That is...
All right.
Poor. So poor. No.
But isn't it so boring going, Henry, Gerrard, they're all so good, aren't they?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? You can't... Vertonghen's in the top 3 Premier League players of all time. God, these debates are good. Right, get a debate in for next week. Flav's 3 greatest Premier League players of all time. And in the broad question, not Tottenham, all time, any club... Vertonghen, Kane, and Mudge. Vertonghen. Is that his name? Jan Vertonghen.
Jan Vertonghen, yeah.
Dominic,
he's a Rolls Royce of a centre-back.
Dominic's putting Vidic van der Sar. You chucked a goalkeeper in there. No offence, Thomas Martin.
Why? Well, his dad was a goalkeeper, so he's allowed to do that. Who's the best goalkeeper? We'll save that for next week. Don't want to run out of topics.
Whoa.
Let's not blow our loads.
Okay, so that was good. De Bruyne was close there. And I do think Salah is forgotten a little bit. Ben says prime Vertonghen is better than prime Van Dijk. Disgusting. Okay, another comment.
But Rob, you know what? If there is a sort of club bias here, because if Vertonghen had played for Liverpool, you'd have never heard the end of how good he is. But because he's Spurs, we're quite subtle with it. You know what I mean? We know how good they are. We don't have to go online bragging about it. Like I know Henry isn't as good as Harry Kane at doing his job. I know that, so I don't have to keep saying it everywhere I go.
Okay. Ali Fowling.
If anyone on the live show, by the way, on the live show, anyone wants to debate me on this Harry Kane thing, Harry Kane Henry, let's bring it. Say whatever you like.
Yeah, you're bulletproof. You got that. You got that sorted out.
Nothing you can say.
Ross Simpson's gone for Tony Hibbert, Richard Dunn, and Lee Cattermole.
That's another one. The top 3 shithouses.
So, actually, this will be next week's, right? So, on our mailbag, someone said, instead of the streets won't forget, we want the pavements will remember. And the perfect 3 would be, but certainly contenders are Tony Hibbert, Richard Dunn, and Lee Cattermole. So the players that the complete opposite of, say, an Adel Taarabt. So that could be maybe next one. But yeah. Live show on Monday, Flav. We're going to be watching Tottenham, Everton as well. The tickets sold like hotcakes. Well, we were never in doubt. We knew the Sluggies would turn up in their droves, and they have. And it's going to be, forget slugs, it's going to be like sardines in there. So don't bring like 3 coats, okay? Don't bring stuff because it's going to be a tight fit. But it's going to be great.
It's going to be warm in there, boys and girls.
Oh yes, it's going to get moist. And we've got some entertainment. Nigel Martin's son will be singing operatically.
Is there anything more? More
Jaffin?
Yeah, more Jaffin than Nigel Martin's son singing opera at our live show.
Can't wait. And he's good. That's the thing.
But the boy can sing.
And we'll say it now. If you lot don't bloody respect that performance with the respect it deserves, I will smash the place up. Okay?
I don't want any talking during this singing.
It's pure silence. Utter silence.
And watch. No movement. Still.
Yeah, literally.
Everyone's got to be as still as possible.
Yeah. The only movement that is allowed are tears and wiping of tears, said tears. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're buzzing.
Don't want any blowjobs in the back.
Yeah, no blowjobs in the crowd, please. It's going to affect your view of the performance.
We just would say right now, no blowjobs at all.
Has anyone has anyone received a blowjob whilst classical music has been playing?
I mean, I don't think. No, I don't think so. And this can't be the start. This is the public place. No, there's no trees or anything like that to hide behind.
Exactly. Rob FM. This made me laugh. And I just thought this was important. But it was important. I just want to know if you know this, and I just wanted to know what your reaction would be to this. Rob FM says, just wanted to make sure everyone in the comments knows that Will Steele has led Reims to a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions. At 30 years old, he's the youngest manager in Europe's top 5 leagues, and Reims pay 22 grand each time Steele manages because he doesn't have a UEFA Pro license.
Of course I know that. I'm fucking dead, am I?
That has been... So this was from the podcast a couple of weeks ago. Good Lord, I've read and seen that quite a lot of times. I've even done a YouTube short on it because it is a tap-in.
Yeah.
What's this? Who's this? Who's this guy?
30 years.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, James, let me ask you a question. Let me move it along. Oh, sorry, have you finished?
No, yeah, I'm finished.
Let me move this along. Would you take him at QPR right now?
I would take it. No, because in Gareth we trust. In Gareth Haynes.
I know. Imagine if he got hit by a car.
Well, that'd be devastating.
I know it'd be sad, but you have to move on. What would it be?
Still got to make videos. I'd take him. I like him. I listened to an interview with him, and he's really good. I like the way he spoke. He used the word in the interview. He used the word toss pot, and I thought, you're good for me.
That's my kind of guy.
In a BBC podcast interview, he said toss pot.
Are you worried about the geeks taking over somewhat?
So, on the ripple effect with Rory, we spoke about Lampard, and what I put forward was that one consequence of his managerial tenure is that the sort of, do you remember the Pardew, Allardyce, Pulis years, right? Where the stable of guys that everyone turned their nose up at.
Yeah,
I think quality ex-pros trying their hand at management. I think that's the new thing to not be, basically. And I think Lampard and Gerrard, Henry not really getting his teeth into anything of note, Rooney sort of running off to America. I think that group, probably because of Lampard's failings as part of it, they will be a sort of stable. Because the truth is now, you've got to be so smart to be a manager. Whereas back in the day, you just need to know the game. Very different.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
And Will still is smart.
Who's the best? Yeah. Look, I mean, if he gets results, 19 games unbeaten at any level is incredible. So, fair play. Who's the best manager? What manager in the world was the best footballer? Like the best. So who's the best footballer? And let me start
Zidane.
Again. Who had the best? Yeah. So you know what I was talking about. It is Zidane.
Aside from Zidane, Franz Beckenbauer.
What did he do in managing?
Won the World Cup.
Have you done a video in this?
No.
How did you go straight to Beckenbauer? What's wrong with you?
He's the first player to win in the World Cup as a player and a manager.
Got facts, have you?
Couple.
Pathetic.
Okay. You asked the question. It's definitely your question.
Most of them are shit. Klopp, Arsene Wenger, Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, you're better off being a bad player. Honestly, you are, because I think you'll understand how to develop people. Because you hear it all the time. Let's say Glenn Hoddle, Glenn Hoddle to a point that players need to be able to do what you want them to, and also when it comes to that mindset, they need to have that mindset as well. And so sometimes you need to move people upwards, and that's what these kind of people do.
They can see in the players what they need, what they didn't receive as players from managers. Probably, I could have done with this. It's like parents who didn't have a great relationship with their father and turn out often to be good parents because they fill the void that they had when they were a kid.
Do you think you need, if you're going to be, so there's a couple of names here, Xavi and Alonso, Klinsmann, James, you're talking about Klinsmann on the mailbag this week. Front runner for the Tottenham job, I hear. The only choice.
Yeah.
Flav did an interview with a Bundesliga journalist, and that Bundesliga journalist said, Nagelsmann, no chance, you're wasting your time. Not speaking to the audience really there. He then goes, you know what you need? You need to get Klinsmann in, or Stefan Freund.
I was so confused. I was like, what? Huh?
So, do you want to get Tottenham out of the way?
I suppose we've got to talk about it.
It's how's it going? Do you think it'll go well? I haven't really not been much news on you, is there? Over the international break.
Still top four. Still four. Do you know what, James? Do you know what? All I wanted, I could not wait for the international break. Like when you work in football, when you're just a punter, right? When you're a fan, and all you got to do is just watch football and not think about it and talk about it too much.
Yeah.
Or not if you don't want to. The international breaks are pain in the arse. But if you make content around football, it's a dream. It's an absolute dream.
It's wonderful. Just turn the tap off.
Yeah.
Don't have to absorb anything.
Have to think about anything for 10, 15 days.
Yeah.
Not Spurs though.
No.
Yeah. Not Spurs.
That could make you leggy. That could make you leggy as the season progresses as an opinion maker.
I've done more podcasts in the last 10 days than I've ever done in a condensed period since I started the Fighting Cock. It's supposed to be a quiet time.
All negative as well, isn't it? Isn't it?
Negative.
Or have you been able to spin it in any way? Was any positives? Any positives in the chat? Let us know.
We had Barstool, which is quickly becoming an absolute cesspit for football, or is.
You're the second person to say that to me this week.
They've gone all in. They're just audience grabbers, right? Which is fine. We've seen it before. But whereas Lad Bible kind of became quality, or did good work, you could argue, and Joe and
great
all those
formats. Yeah.
Fallout are like the dregs. They're the bottom dwellers. They just steal tweets, basically. They steal ideas, steal anything because you can't be protected. Just a case in point here is we put out a tweet yesterday. Me and Zeus spent, because he helps us with social media. He spent 5 minutes coming up with a very simple tweet, which is no manager, no head coach, no director of football, just Daniel Levy, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. They just ripped it and put it over everything that they could find.
Really?
They put it on Expressions, Twitter. They put it on their main account.
Expressions with Barstool?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so is Troops, isn't he? Anyway, so whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I couldn't give a shit really, but there's just
scummy though, isn't it?
It's just scum. Yeah, it's just shit.
They were the ones who put the Ainsworth tweet out as well.
There you go.
That's so funny. So did the ripple effect with Joe Tomlinson this week, and he said Barstool is the worst.
Yeah,
so that's
great. It's like if you're working for Barstool, you want out pretty much. I'd have thought it's not good. It's like the tabloid of football media. Anyway, what was you saying?
Paratici worldwide ban.
Paratici worldwide ban. The club putting out videos. No manager. Club putting out a video statement from Paratici. I don't know if you saw this, explaining the situation, the managerial search. Less than 24 hours later, worldwide ban, can't operate in football. Spurs scramble around going, why weren't we pre-warned about this? Well, we knew it was happening. You knew what he did or been accused of or found guilty of in Italy. You knew what was coming and yet did nothing. Now, you could argue that it's better for Spurs to have kept him and allowed him to operate for as long as possible because no doubt he's the best thing that we had at the football club for the last 2-3 years. But, really what they should have done is probably terminated his contract when he was found guilty in Italy. It's just because it's another country. It's still football, isn't it? But, he got some good players in during that time, and Pedro Porro's kind of come in, who I really like. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. Probably wouldn't have happened without Paratici, if you believe. The problem we have now is that Daniel Levy is back in control of the footballing aspects of the football club, which it's not the end of the world, but it's kind of been here and done that. And it doesn't feel like we're moving forward. I talked about us being rudderless. The problem with Conte not leading and with no clear direction of the football club, like you're seeing at Arsenal, for example, where everything feels like it's moving in the right direction. The main drive and what drives everything at Arsenal seems to be about what happens on the pitch, whereas Spurs, it's like all over the place, like deals, NFL, race car tracks, Beyonce concerts, world-class boxing, Fury, Joshua, all of that. It's like the attention isn't on the pitch. And what's happening, what it feels like as a fan base is that there's no leadership. There's nothing driving the football apart from Paratici. Now he's gone. So you got Daniel Levy, who's undoubtedly very busy doing things other than making sure Tottenham Hotspur can one day challenge for a league. So yeah, we just don't know where we are. What will happen towards the end of the season? I don't know. Stellini stayed on as he was number 2. This is a guy who's also been banned for match fixing in his career as well.
Right. So as this, I'm sure as this goes out, he's already probably there's probably something's dropped on him, and he can't manage. Back to Mason.
Yeah, he this happened with Bari back in Italy about, I don't know, 15 years ago. But he was banned for 2.5 years.
It was years ago.
Doesn't matter.
Come on.
But so what I would say is that when Conte was away in Italy for 8 weeks, we didn't lose a game. We didn't concede a goal. We beat Man City, Chelsea, and West Ham. So I think Conte not being there will be a lift for the players. Romero has reportedly said that he was going to give the club an ultimatum in the summer: either sack Conte or I want out.
Really?
If you believe what you read, these are things that come across. I'll tell you where that came from, so it's not just me making it up.
Barstool.
Where is it?
This is I think the Stellini thing allows you a bit of time between now and the summer to get yourself set in terms of that next manager, because the last thing you want is what happened with Nuno, where he was what was he, 7th choice or whatever it might have been. Like you want it to just like look like you went and got your man, be that Pochettino or Nagelsmann. It feels like those are the two obvious ones, because this is the quite possibly, and this is hyperbolic, but it does feel like it, like the biggest summer that Tottenham have had in at least a decade. Like in terms of stuff you've got to sort out, and you've got to get a squad in place. Will it have Harry Kane? Will it not have Harry Kane? And that's been obviously rumbled on for years and years. But it does like really feel like, it would be obvious for him to move on now. Like changing manager, possibly managerial strategy. I think that's the old strategy was clearly a wrong one in terms of go and get these old messiahs. So they need to have a better strategy that's going to align with where Tottenham need to get to. But also, you're getting ready for life after Kane. Maybe needing a new director of football. Like, would you want to sort of stick with Paratici, or do you want to? Is it again one where you just got to clear the decks now?
He's banned. He's banned for 27 months. There is no sticking with. Paratici.
There's no way. All right, there's no way back. There's no appeals.
I guess he can appeal. What? It's happened. He's been, all that's happened. He was banned in Italy.
Yeah,
and then
I know that.
Looked at it, and now he's banned everywhere.
But I was wondering if you could appeal that ban everywhere as opposed to
I don't know. Maybe, but no. You've got to get rid of him. His position's behind. He's cooked the books at another football club. It's about how the club is seen, right? It's the integrity of the brand, right? It's just not, his position is untenable in the same way that Conte's was after the comments after the Southampton game. He might have been right about what he was saying, more or less.
So has he left the club?
Not yet. He should have done, but somehow they're just hanging on.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I think they see their value, but look, football is a mess right now. There are players playing for and have done for who have been accused of heinous things and just play because they're good instead of looking at the right. Football is like the last place you look for decency. So if Spurs can find a way of getting out of this so that Paratici can operate in the way he normally does, then I'm sure we'll keep him on. It's not. There's too much at stake for Daniel Levy to really worry about what people are going to say. But from my perspective, and I think for a lot of people, he has to. He has to be sacked. It's not even sacked.
You need to move, though, don't you? You got to move.
Yeah, we've got to move on. Yeah.
Yeah. Only forward.
And the thing is, you're right, mate. Only forward. There is so much to sort out. There is so much to sort out. There is a goalkeeper situation to sort out. There's a whole new defence that we need to find players to fill or to be a part of. right now we've got massive injury problems. Got no left wing backs. We're in a situation where we're trying to qualify for the Champions League. If we don't qualify for the Champions League, it's very difficult to attract the players that we want to attract. It feels like we've come to a point where it needs resetting. So this summer will be interesting and very difficult. And I've got to say, we'll probably be on paper not as strong as we are right now. I don't think. I can't think of how we can fix all of the problems that are currently at the club. But fuck, a year from now,
freedom, maybe next couple of games you might have a bit of freedom and then allow them a bit of responsibility. Like I heard the great Danny Murphy saying that when you have an interim manager, that there is that kind of release a little bit of the tensions of the past, and that might occur with Conte.
We've seen that, yeah.
Everton on Monday night. That's going to be on the live show. Then Brighton at home, and then Bournemouth at home. All winnable stuff. Then you got that tricky set of 3: Newcastle, Man United, Liverpool. So 'tis up for grabs.
Yeah, it is up for grabs. I think Everton's going to be really tricky. Just the way Dyche plays football.
Yeah,
and they've got good players suited to his system. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Cheer you up. Let's cheer you up. Ready?
Cheer me up.
Okay.
I'm fine, by the way. It's fucking. Well, do you know what I mean? There's actually, I'm fine.
So here we go. Got some mugs here. For those you don't know, on the mailbag, we were able to. Oh yeah, we were able to enjoy. We were able to enjoy the commentary of the 9 data. Okay. Hang on, let me find. Where are we? What do we want? What do you want to see? What are you trying to see?
Your face. I'm trying to see your face.
Is my camera not on?
No.
It is. Oh, is it not? Okay, now it is. Hang on. Here we go.
I didn't want to bring it up, but you're about to see it. Huh?
Well, fair enough then. Okay, there you go. Right.
Are you going to try and recreate? Is that what you're going to do?
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. I can't speak. I can't speak. That's right, guys. If you were patrons, you'd truly understand this. But on TikTok, there was a 9 data thing. And I just thought I wanted to have a little go with a bit of a crowd. So here we go. Can I get a 9 data with these little tea bags in these cups? Okay, here we go. Michael may hit and Michael may miss. Now this could go horribly wrong. I've got a bit of a distance, and I've had no practice here as well. Right, here we go. So the
TikTok was the first one.
Well, then we're done, aren't we?
Press it. Go higher.
I missed the first one. Oh, there's too much distance. Right, let's go back. Hang on.
Hold on a second. You've got to do them with pyramids. You can't do it with them. That's impossible.
All right. Oh, yeah, only got circles, don't they? That's 1.
Well, 1. That's 1.
That's 2. It's in the same one. But
2.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
Quality podcast.
I'll go back and practice. Michael may hit. Michael may miss.
James may hit.
He's on a 9 data. He's on a 9 data.
James, you give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance by getting PG pyramid bags.
Yeah, we're a Yorkshire tea family now.
I respect it. I really respect it.
That's the only tea that people really push forward as the best tea. Do you think?
I would agree with you until I had Twining's English breakfast tea, and that is the elite tea.
Okay. Josh Rogers, treble 19. Yes, double 12. Yeah. Oh. If your energy's low, just go and watch the 9 data. A lot of American people have no understanding of what we're talking about right now. Just search 9 data. Okay. And Michael may hit. Michael may miss. Right.
Michael may miss.
Live show on Monday. A couple of comments on that. Interesting one here. Forearms Gamers says, I've got my ticket for the live show and I'm hopefully going to bring my brother to watch as well. Problem is, he's never watched Jaffin.
Oh my God. Really? It won't make sense. He'll stand there an hour just fucking confused. Like,
I was at a gig once, and so 2 of my best mates, and another lad who was a little bit off. Let's put it that way. Just I didn't really get him. Maybe that's on me. But actually, the same guy came round our house once, and we watched Match of the Day. We were just chilling, and then the 3 people that lived in the house. We were like, oh, okay, we're gonna go to bed now. The 3 of us went to our rooms, and he stayed. He just sat there, and we were up the top of the stairs, going, "What do we do? What are we supposed to do?" Like,
Why
And
is he
then
still
in the
there?
end, I was like, he's your mate.
long did he say
You
that?
got to tell him to go. And in the end, he came down and he went, yeah, I can't remember his name. Yeah, Ben, I think it's probably best you went. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah. Bless him.
What was he doing? Just sitting downstairs, chilling?
Just wasn't ready to leave.
Was he drunk?
Nope. Didn't drink. Okay. And also, sorry, anyway, so the same guy, we were at a gig, right? We were watching all the warm-up acts and all that stuff. And then, I don't know if you remember, there was a band called Glass Vegas.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, they had one big hit. And they came on. We'd been there 2 hours waiting for the main event, which is them. And then they started playing, got through half the first song, and it was really loud. It was really loud. And he just turned to us. He went, I'm off. I didn't wait 2 hours for this. He just left. Amazing. Anyway.
No, you did wait 2 hours for this.
Yeah, that's exactly what you've done. So he said, I've thought about making him watch the podcast, but at the same time, him not knowing and being propositioned serial noshings is a prospect that I don't think I can miss. So question is, do I tell him or do I just say it's a football podcast? Flav, just side on that?
Well, no, you've gone this far. Definitely don't tell him.
Yeah.
Actually, what's his name?
Yeah, is there something we can do here?
Is there something we can do? What's his name? Let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need anything from the people, Jim?
So we do. And I'll read this comment out first because we're going to have a new bit called I'm Calling It, which we need your best stories that are either you can make them up or
I don't think you look, it's up to you whether you make them up or not, right?
Yeah.
But they need to be fantastical, right? They can't just be like, oh yeah, so then I saw Steven Gerrard in my local shop and I didn't say hello. That's not going to cut it. That ain't going to make it. We need to hear your fantastical. I mean, if they're football related, that'd be great.
Not a problem. No, not necessary at all. Not necessary at all. Really, don't worry about it being about football. Like, if it is, then great. But the important thing is that twist turns and something that is on the line of and puts out the question. Are we calling it? Because we will then put it to the audience on Monday, and we're going to see what people say.
Why does this? Because Luke just put in the comments here, return of my ghost pig story, lads. Why does that ring a bell?
That was Luke. So Luke is one of our patrons. He told us this story about how he saw a ghost once, but it was a pig in his living room when he was a child. Fucking
idiot! What a wanker! Honestly,
everyone knows there aren't ghost pigs.
Do you think Luke wakes up in the morning going, "Going to be a wanker today"?
Yeah. Do you think Luke, when other people have gone, I think I saw a ghost last night, does he straight away go, human?
Or animal?
Was it a human or was it a pig? Was it? Because he's desperate to meet his old pig ghost friend.
He's obsessed with animals. Like, he's like,
ghosts aren't real. Ghosts, I can't. I'll try and provide empathy for a lot of stuff, but ghosts aren't real. It's ridiculous because they would tap you on the shoulder and go hello. They won't wait until it's really dark and make a tiny sound. No one cares. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's like he dreams of ghost pigs and he shags dogs. Oh, what is this guy?
He literally just... Had you read that comment before?
No. He's a dog botherer, isn't he?
He literally wrote in capital letters, "Don't mention dog shagging, Flav. I can't do this anymore."
He is he's a bulldog botherer, isn't he?
Sorry, speaking ghost pigs. Sorry, Luke. Sorry, my apologies. The ghost pig said to me, "We live here."
What nonsense!
What are you on about? Dog botherer.
He's a dog botherer.
Yeah,
just leave him alone.
One of his what are your hobbies? So what are you into? I'm into bothering dogs. Nah, that's not true. Right, so yeah, if you've got a story that people don't believe, that's what it is. If you've got a story that people won't believe, then please
it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it's true. You know it's true, but sometimes you just can't get people to believe you. Maybe a couple do, but generally no.
So this isn't that, but it's a good comment. Jersey 3600 said, "I'm calling it. The live show is going to start like this. The room is dark and silent with anticipation as Flav opens with the words, 'We can only move forwards.' And the room replies in unison, 'Only forwards.' Then James enters via the side door to lead the room in a haka, dressed as a Mount Baby and an ostrich sing.
Very good.
And, all while a small huddle of disappointed-looking, thirsty homosexuals sit quietly at the bar, drowning themselves in their free drink while sharing awkward stories of lonely trips to fleet services.
Thirsty homosexuals.
Because we were saying, weren't we? I imagine there's a group of people that actually expecting a full-on nosh-off.
No.
Thomas Martin then breaks the awkwardness with a moving operatic rendition, ending with loud clapping from the back of the room as proud dad Nigel's massive hands claps thunder across the room in appreciation, while flecks of leftover spaghetti fly from his man plates in every direction. A single tear rolls down little James's cheek as he catches Flav's eye, and they both share a brief moment of proud acknowledgement at the community they have built. Sadly, I can't make it because I live overseas, but have a great live pod, guys, and I look forward to listening in later. Very nice. Final thing, OUFC. I've bought a ticket to the live show, lads. Really looking forward to it. I may well end up going alone, but I'll be there. Hopefully, meet some nice fellow sluggies. So, if there are people we've got our Discord server, haven't we? If I'll put a link into that if you want to join the Jaffin Discord server, and talk to each other, meet up before.
Yeah, can I just say, if anyone's there and they're alone, or you see someone alone, invite them into your group. Don't make it like people will turn up.
That's good.
For some people, it's a solitary process. This listening to this podcast, which is absolutely fine. Just bring him in. Just there's a guy standing on his own. Go and talk to him.
Yeah, there's so many ins, isn't there? Cheeky nosh off. Are you moist? Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ask it the other way around. Are you moist? Cheeky nosh off. Yeah. Cheeky nosh off.
This is going to be it's a very inclusive, happy environment, and everybody who listens to the podcast is going to be stand up, aren't they? No one being a twat.
Yeah, everyone will be lovely. Okay, easy stuff, and we can then enjoy the football. Imagine if there's one knobend who, like, Tottenham go 1-0 down, and he just gets in your face and goes, ah.
Oh yeah, that would be irritating.
That's weak chat, isn't it? When you go, ah, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Although, do you know what's impossible to do? Is if someone smashes a glass in a pub, it's impossible not to go, wee.
Wee.
All right. Terrible chat up lines. I think this has got legs, this one. So get the worst chat up lines you can think of. Flav, obviously, you're a connoisseur of the chat up line, and with your go-to being.
I can't bring them up.
Well, you got pretty eyes.
I'm not saying that.
You got pretty.
Oh, that shit. Yeah. I thought you meant the actual one.
What is your actual one?
I'll tell you after. I'm not telling you on fucking too many people.
Okay. Joe Easton, about the worst chat up lines. I had a mate a few years back who thought he was the bollocks with women. I set him the challenge of finding success with the line, "Hi, my mum has that top." It was the best night out of my life, just following him around and watching him fail. Lovely. Wallace Boys, worst chat up line. I had a mate going to uni, and he managed to go back to a girl's room in halls with another clingy mate that wouldn't take the hint to leave.
Wow.
Struggling for chat, he grabbed a stuffed toy on her bed of a crab and handed it to her and said, "You've got crabs."
Oh dear.
Both of them were asked to leave shortly after. And this one is so good. This, honestly, I'm going to try, you know how I giggle sometimes. I'm going to try, did you know that? I'm going to try my best not to, because this, honestly, it was like a fudoom of laughter. It was like an arrow to my heart.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read it. Right, just let me get it out now. I don't know if it's a chat up line, but sitting in the library at uni and overhearing a convo between a girlfriend and boyfriend. The girlfriend complains about her tough life of uni essays and where to go clubbing that very evening. The boy interrupts like the alpha male he is and says, "It's you and me against the world, kitten."
Wow.
Kitten. Wow. It's you and me against the world, kitten.
Kitten.
Oh,
That sucks.
that word kitten just like woof. You didn't find that funny. That's fine. That's fine. Well, I found that hilarious.
It's somewhat cringy.
Can you answer this, Flav? Jersey says you need to
Yep.
mention the panel's reaction to Flav using "We must beware hubris" on his Last Man Standing pod. Trying to spread the word didn't have the same result and impact as when James does it. What happened?
Well, as soon as I said it, I thought, yes, I can say it. This makes complete sense.
Right.
And a little nod to the boys and girls over at Jaffin. Nothing. They like Boovie. I think it was Boovie, or maybe it was George Benson. And Adam sort of just ignored it, I think. And you saw, if you watch it, you see Paul's face go, "One must beware hubris," and then starts cracking up.
Did he say? He said it back to you, did he?
Yeah. He does.
Right,
It's
right.
like, well, I think Paul knew what it meant, but it's just funny. You just see him go, "What did he just say?"
Right, that's a shame. That is a shame.
No, it's good. Appreciate
Couple of big games this weekend, just quickly, if I may. Because it's. Oh, yeah, I've done a video on the run-in. If people want to watch that, looking at like the key sort of 3 or 4 games that will define your season. And it is the league is so competitive, isn't it?
You need to share your stream.
I am. It's it'll be up in a sec. But so here are the fixtures. A couple of derby games in there as well, actually. Hang on, let me just share it. Look at that. So Man City Liverpool 12:30. Odd time, isn't it? 12:30.
When you're making content, games like Man City and Liverpool are a dream.
Yeah, but it's not. 12:30 is not ideal.
No, it's not ideal. Apparently, according to one Paul Machin, Liverpool don't win at Etihad. Haven't won since 2015, apparently. And another little fact for you: don't win early kickoffs. Well, I kind of do feel like most fans feel like that.
Yeah, no one likes early kickoffs. No one likes. Well, I guess I wonder if the perfect fixture is if you're a Bournemouth taking on Liverpool.
Yeah,
probably away from home.
Yeah,
maybe at home. Yeah, taking on those big teams is good because it kind of the atmosphere is just off. Pardon me, sorry.
Just on Bournemouth quickly, Jim. Sorry to jump on you.
Please don't.
Well, I will. You mentioned Carrick to Bournemouth, and wonderful season that gentleman's having.
Michael Carrick, yeah.
Come on.
Okay. No, he's doing well. What? Are you a Carrick fan? Eh?
I just thought it was remarkable how well he's been doing this season. His unbeaten run's incredible.
On that video, sort of the perfect manager thing. When I sort of asked, I was intrigued to see what people said when I put it out there, and I knew a lot of them would kind of go, "Already got him. We've already got the perfect manager." And Carrick was kind of one of those, and it made me think like Carrick's just he's the hot new thing, isn't he?
Him and company.
There's nothing sexier than a fresh out the game manager with a strong philosophy of good football.
This is what you were saying, Jim. Like, you mentioned earlier about ex-pros, and I immediately thought Carrick and company are actually doing things.
Yeah, that's true.
Good. They're doing things, but they're lower down. They're not. I mean, yeah, I know. But then didn't Lampard do things with Derby and?
Well, they finished 6th the year before. They finished 6th with him. So
yeah,
didn't do that much, and probably spent as much, if not more, money, and had Mason Mount and Fikayo Tomori in the side.
Do you know it's mad what one into? No, I wonder what one interview can convince me that company can be the next manager of Tottenham.
He'd be a great shout.
I think I like him. And it's not just the football he's made Burnley play, and the bar is pretty low given the fact that absolute dog shit that Burnley fans have had to bear witness to over the years.
But they destroy. Importantly, so this will balance it out. Calm take, Flav, if you will.
Okay.
One thing is that the quality of football is very, very good. So the dream teams I did with QPR. I've done the same with West Brom, with. I've forgotten the names of one of them. I think it's Ajayi and Daryl DK. Daryl D. I was saying, is there a team that you were like, wow, you guys are just a bit good? And he's like, Burnley. He's like, Burnley's like, these guys are just way too good for us. So
Really?
he has done that, and they are absolutely destroying the league. He spent enough money
How much?
in that division. He's spent a decent amount of money and been able to get, because there are some easier elements, but he has completely revolutionized how they play, and they are played brilliantly. So kudos for that. I just think budgets matter. Budgets matter.
Of course, yeah. But then he's like they're apparently, if you believe all these things you read on the internet, he's being groomed for the Man City job after Pep goes.
Really? I thought Arteta was as well, but I guess it's too late now with Arteta.
I'd love that.
Well, it just goes back.
Bloody love that. Just get him out.
Company's such a good shout because, the style of football's brilliant. They really play good stuff. Really, really good stuff. But also, so this is the thing that's really, I've really opened my eyes with Conte, is that you need someone that grows with you. And that's who goes, I know we haven't won anything for a while, but let's go for don't worry about that. Let's just go for it. That's what they need, that energy again. And that's what you had with Poch the first time round. And as much as I think Poch is a great shout again, the one danger is, and where Nagelsmann is a wonderful shout, is that Nagelsmann has this so much more experience than Pochettino, but is, that similar age. And so has that energy to be the front man.
Oh, Nagelsmann?
Yeah.
No, the Pochettino is 51.
No, I know it. But Pochettino, the first time he was there, was
right. My bad. Yeah, sorry.
And I think that's what you need. Like, you need a guy who's kind
project.
Goes, on board. I get it. You've not won it. I've not won it, but I'm not afraid. Let's give it a go. Like, that needs to be the attitude. And Company kind of has a mix of both, because he has won. He is clearly dripping in winner, but he's also not been there yet.
I agree, mate. And I think, even if we don't get that, just a manager that doesn't hate our fucking guts, that'd be great.
That'd be a great start.
Yeah.
That'd be a great start. As who wants to score goals and play nice football, that'd be lovely.
You said that Burnley, they spent money, and I guess they did. They've spent 38 million this summer, euros, but they did bring in 76 million from players they sold. And I know that happens. They sold Nick Pope, Dwight McNeil for 17 million. That's good business. Maxwell Cornet to West Ham. Has he been injured? Like what?
I don't know if he's injured. He's just not been used much.
£20 million he cost.
The thing is, though, I get what you're saying, but it's still in the Championship. If you're given literally a blank piece of paper and you can spend 40 million,
you got a great chance.
You should get yourself into a decent position. That said, he's completely revolutionised that whole team, and a lot of those players aren't players that you truly know too much about. So I don't want to take.
The most impressive thing about him, Company, is just the way he handles himself. The aura that he has. I know that doesn't guarantee anything in managerial, but when Conte's aura was poisonous after we lost the game or drew one, right? But Company seems like he is in control of this, and fundamentally anything that goes wrong is his responsibility.
He's not scared. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of that accountability. I agree. I interviewed Mark Hughes on Tuesday and asked him about Company, and he said it makes complete sense. He's like such an impressive human being.
Yeah.
And I think he is. Again, I think it's easy to be an amazing manager when you've got a great team. But
still
do
it though. And if he was made Tottenham manager, which I'm sure he won't be, what success look like, do you think?
For you guys, I think
with him.
Top four. Can I say this? I think you should sell Kane.
Look, it's not a horrible suggestion. It's not calm take, Jeff. Calm take.
We're bringing calm takes back, by the way, guys.
Yeah, can't take. Should Tottenham sell Kane? Look. Fundamentally, if there's even an opportunity to keep him, then you have to keep him. But if we were to sell him and start building a different sort of footballing system that's attractive, that isn't built around his strengths solely, while it might be painful for a season or two, we got to get to that point eventually.
And that day's coming.
That day is coming. I mean, it's whether it's now or if you signed a new contract in 3 years' time. Eventually, you need to deal with it. It's just that if you let him go now, you're strengthening another team in the Premier League significantly.
That's true.
But if you let him go in 3 years, that's less of an issue, and you've still got 3 years with him. Either way, you've got to make it work. There are lots of teams that are much better than Tottenham that don't have a player as good as Harry Kane at the top. So it's not like it's the end of Spurs if that happens. But look, we've got to deal with it eventually, whether it's now or in 3 years. So I can't. It's like it'd be comparable to seeing Sheringham leave and play in a Man United shirt. You know what I mean? He isn't leaving England. He's just announced his fourth kid. You know what I mean? He's not going to up sticks and move to Germany. So definitely be another English club if he does go. Man United. Look, let me ask you a question. If Man United have to have a choice, and you was in charge, right? Would you, and you had the option between signing Harry Kane, who's 29, nearly 30, or signing Osimhen for the same money? What do you think you go for?
I think I would go with Osimhen just because of the age of him, because there's a possibility. Now Kane is an unbelievable pro, so I think you're safe either way, but I think you're inevitably going to get good resale value from Osimhen, even if it doesn't work 2 years in. Whereas Kane, it's sort of pump and dump. Like you put your money in now, and you're going to get him, and you may get him for 4 brilliant years. And I would not be surprised at all. Maybe even longer, because I bet he's taken care of himself brilliantly.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's kind of why, if you're running a smart business and your recruitment is correct, you do sell Kane now. And you get here's a question back to you then. What's the least you would take for him? You would need to say, okay.
In my brain, immediately it's 100 million.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to sell him for that. Tottenham have come out, or not come out again. Look, this is like, we've got a couple of journalists that seem to have really good intel in the club and seem to get almost everything right. Gary Jacobs is good. Although he's an absolute tosser. Matt Law seems to be, he's got a bit of a bugbear with Spurs, I think. But anyway, look, there's people out there that have said that he's not going, regardless whether he signs a contract or not. He's not leaving this summer, which means he could run his contract down. So anyway, I would say 100 million feels right. It's probably a lot, given the fact he's got a year left on his contract. But if you're Manchester United, if you get 4 years out of Kane for 100 million, it's a no-brainer.
That's the one thing I would say about him at Man United is you bring him in, and although you might not, this is probably an unfair take, but like you might not have the total quality of some other teams, which again, yeah, is maybe unfair. What you do have is an unbelievable spine of Casemiro, Kane, and of huge experience as well, and guaranteed goals with Kane, like absolutely guaranteed goals. And so I think if you've got the money that Man United have got, there's no problem with either of them. The smart, sensible thing is to go for Osimhen because he's got time on his side, but he has also not done it in the Prem, whereas Harry Kane is guaranteed to do it in the Prem. So maybe when you're a team with Man United's money, you just go and get Kane and let it be done and kind of jumpstart your possibility of being proper title challengers.
Yeah, because I don't think Osimhen does any better than Kane does in the Premier League for Man United if he goes. The only difference is that, and how long do you think Osimhen stays at any club in England? Maybe 3 or 4 years if he does well, then moves on somewhere else. That's the same for Kane. The only difference is, but it's just a fair assumption. But but then you don't get the sell on that with Kane. But they're about to be, if they're bought out by the Qataris, they wouldn't give a shit about that. It doesn't matter. So I think ultimately they would have to go all out for Kane. And if they've got unlimited funds, which essentially they will have because their revenue is so good compared to other clubs, or so high, is that they can probably put another 50 million on Kane and force him to.
Do you know what, one thing I would say though is that they're very close when it comes to FFP. And yeah, so I did a video on this because and talking about Osimhen and Kane and different areas, and I basically mapped out the next 3 transfer windows for Man United. and I went with Osimhen in that one. But this summer, they need, regardless of how much money they have, they need to sell. He's knocking himself off. They need to sell. They need to sell and get some money in just to get themselves straight with FFP because they haven't brought in much money when it comes to that.
They've spent an absolute shitload, more than any other club.
Yeah, so they need to make a bit of money on, I don't know, Martial and Maguire and Van der Beek, like if they can. Wan-Bissaka they could maybe get some money for as well. So so hopefully they can't spend too much because that would be nice, just broadly. But it's an interesting one. God, a lot of football chat. Just quickly, just because I thought it was good. This is definitely, this game here is the well-run derby, isn't it? Brighton Brentford. You know, it's the your Brentfords, your Brightons derby.
Sorry.
Honestly, no, just let it breathe. That's all. That's all I have, and that's all I have to say about that.
Just let it breathe.
Yeah. Newcastle. Do you know, I used to have this thing. I used to have this phrase where I would have this thing where I'd certain little lines or phrases, a bit like "It's done it again." They would just stay. They would just stay in my mind. And if I ever saw a woman's smoking, I would always go, "She tastes like cigarettes." Anyway, Newcastle Man United, massive game as well. At the top of the tree, as they all just battle it out in that race, and it is a race for the top four. But Tottenham are there at the moment.
Yeah.
Joy, it could be, Monday night you could be feeling good. Man United, you want Man United to lose to Newcastle? What do you want there? What do you want? What do you want?
I probably want... No, they got 2 games. No, I need them to beat Newcastle. I've pretty much given up hope on the top 4, to be honest. Not because our injuries are like Emerson Rowe's out for the season, Ben Davies is out for the season, and our only left wing back currently is Perisic. He picks up a knock, and Perisic is defensively an absolute bin fire. Going forward, fantastic.
Bin fire. Never heard that one. Good. Right. What else we got? Last couple of bits. Oh, just wanted to give thoughts on this. Daniel Bearer. Question for the pod. In a world where the landscape, and we've kind of touched on this before, but I just thought it was interesting. In a world where the landscape of football media is dominated by Brits who've all been indoctrinated with a love of their club from birth, how can I, an American who's only been able to support Tottenham since I was a teenager, when I started following the Premier League, earn credibility as a fan? I'm now 25, and I only just recently had the opportunity to visit London a few weeks ago, where while there I found that announcing my allegiance to my club was usually met with a roll of the eyes. There was once when another Spurs fan muttered something along the lines of, "Go back to Soccerland," under their breath. I'm always genuinely interested in how traditional fans of clubs feel about fans who live abroad. Is there a definitive criteria we can outline what allows someone to pass the vibe check, or are all of us just destined to be seen as cringy Soccerlanders?
I don't think everybody sees you like that though, mate. You've had a bad experience, and that's why you feel that way. But we had an American on the Fighting Cock from the start, Chicago Dan, way back in 2012. Before it was cool to have American friends. So I don't feel like you got to just not try. Essentially, there are people that will never accept you, and there are people that are indifferent, and other people that will welcome you. So that's just nature of these things. But Tottenham, and football in general, it's steeped in tradition and local, and very much a domestic. So I know it's played around the world, but we feel like it belongs to us. And the Premier League belongs to us, and that's the kind of attitude you're going to have to deal with. But most people just happy to have another person interested in the game. And if it's Spurs, great. I mean, US fans that support Arsenal are fucking cretins, but other than that, they're all good.
So 2 things from me. One is, I think that's a good point. Don't try, just know. That's what I would say. Like if you don't try and then sort of go, "Oh, I'm a Tottenham fan," and then you sort of drop in little bits of knowledge, then without trying to because that can be, sometimes people can go, "Oh no, I do know," but don't worry about that. If you know, just know. All right. Secondly, I would say that a while back, I would have had that sort of like cringy feeling. I think I've truly like completely let that go. I think it's about, because like it's been such a global game for so long now, and like the investment in your team and what you kind of need to know if you are into it, that will come out in the wash as you have a conversation with people. So yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't look for what do you call it? Approval and recognition in those places, because they've already made up their mind and you don't need to.
Yeah. Don't try and be hard either. You know, like Green Street. You know, the guys like the American gets into hooliganism. Right. Just to finish up, call it school chat / fucked up games. Plague Boy. 939. How many Plague Boys are there?
I need a name. I need a name, an online name. Everyone has online names. I need one for myself. Yeah. What should I come up with?
Something approachable.
All right, let me.
Plague Boy.
Yeah, I like it. Well, there's a nice ring to it. Scans.
Yeah. We had a game called Punches. You'd literally just take turns punching each other until someone gave up, and the only rule was you couldn't punch someone in the face.
Good.
Yeah, I remember that. Andrew Jones.
Nothing better than a bit of schoolboy violence, isn't there?
Yeah, simpler time.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Andrew Jones, we had a game called Pistachio. It involved rubbing a pistachio against the ground till it was very hot, and then branding one another with the shell. Oh. We played until we ran out of shells and walked back to class with little red welts on our arms. Simpler times. Ross Simpson. Not really a fucked up game, but one time at my school, some year 11s nailed 2 fence posts together in a A+ shape. No, in an A shape, right. I think. And put one of the posts through the loops of a year 7 kid's backpack. They then put his arms back through his backpack loops and literally crucified the poor kid. Oh.
I mean, that's bullying. That's not a game.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a plus shape? Ross says. Theo Von.
A cross.
Talk about the game.
Cross shape. Sorry, go on.
You ever heard what Theo Von said about a game he used to play with his mates called Gay Chicken? He said basically they would just hold each other's cocks, and whoever got an erection first lost.
I heard this terrible story of like we went on this at uni. There would be this like trip where all the teams of all the sports teams would go to somewhere in France or whatever and just have an absolute piss up. And there was this rumor about the rugby team at Sheffield Hallam where apparently 2 blokes had ended up. You know, rugby banter's it's quite homoerotic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And 2 blokes had they'd sort of going, go on, kiss each other for banter, and it just escalated. And well, go on then, touch each other's willies for banter, and they ended up shagging each other. Apparently, fucking rubbish.
Go on, go on if you shag him then.
You know what? It was banter, mate. It was banter. It was banter. Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah. You were shagging in front of everybody.
I think the truth was probably 2 of the guys were gay. Two of the guys were gay and were just sort of at that time, back in that day, they were thinking, oh, you know, how do we?
Yeah.
I'm not scared. I'll knock you off. What's the problem? And they ended up having sex with you. It's ridiculous.
Just banter, innit?
Fortunately, we've come a long way. Do you know what made me laugh the other day? Because I'm a child. I was listening to the radio and it was they were talking about that. We're going to be hearing about the press conference where Anthony Joshua's taken on. Joshua and Franklin came face to face. I just imagine them coming face to face.
I used to work for a youth charity called Exposure way back in the day, right?
Where is this going?
No, it's okay. And part of the job was we would sell supplements. We produced a youth magazine, and we would sell supplements to local services. So it might be sexual health services, for example. And part of the role of the magazine was just to talk about things, keep things out in the open, you know, encourage conversation, and to, you know, highlight we might have done a supplement on being gay, right? So we did Vox Pop, and we used to interview people, kids, young people. What do you think about homosexual behaviour? Or what do you think about two men kissing in public? Whatever it might be. And then you get the canvas for opinion. This bloke went, yeah, I'm all right as long as they don't come in my face with it. He's just like, okay, we're going to print that verbatim. Yeah, I'm fine with them. I don't want them to come in my face with it.
All right, guys, got no problem with this. But just to be clear, I'm going to be standing over there. Can you not make sure you don't ejaculate in my face? Thanks. Yeah. Do you know what I watched? We got into Last of Us, finally. Watched the first couple, and it's amazing. Honestly, I was bawling my eyes out with the...
Whoa. I know, but many people might not have seen it.
All right, but
I know what you thought. You know exactly what you're talking about.
How beautiful is that love story? I just think it's unbelievable. Yeah. Is that enough? That's too much. Yeah. Okay. Ollie Drew, Call at School. Similar to Pile On in this pod, which was the previous pod, where people would just chase people and pile on them. And playing football on Astro at lunch, the ball would commonly get twatted over the fence, which would bring a 5-minute delay in the game. The group groaned when the ball went over the fence or on the roof. Oh, it was always Murray Gray for us. It was this lad Murray Gray. He wouldn't play football. He'd rock up 5 minutes to go and he'd just whack it. Just like... Yeah,
ours was Glenn Cutbush.
Right.
And he was my stepbrother, Glenn Cutbush. And I remember him, he had a fucking ferocious shot on him. Like, he was big for his age as well. And he'd hit, those kids that just had a leg like a cannon and the ball would just fly. He twice in, I think, a week, he hit this ball and it just flew through and over the gates and through the geography window.
Wow.
Teacher was pop his head out and goes, "Is that you again, Glenn?"
So when there's this 5 minutes delay, at this point, all 30 to 50 sweaty teenage boys would scan the Astro for a victim to pile on whilst the ball was out of bounds. The victim most of the time was a greasy little Portuguese lad who knew what was coming as soon as the ball left the stratosphere. I could see that.
It's just like his shoulders sink. God, oh no.
Or he'd start to leg it, I'd imagine. You could see the fear.
Balls in over, right, wait. Is that lad?
There's a moment, isn't there, like when it's in the air and he's going...
It makes no sense.
You could see the fear on his face as all of us ran over to him to trip him up and bundle on his frail Mediterranean body.
Why is the Mediterranean Portugal information so necessary? Frail Mediterranean body.
Lovely bit of colour. This lasted for about 3 minutes until the ball was spotted flying back into play. At this point, normality would resume as if nothing had happened. Sometimes he tried to kick the ball over purposefully to get out of the testosterone-fueled mound. It never worked. Ah, dear. Very good. And final thing, bit of curry panic. For those who don't know, this is when you've had a curry. So we always say you have a meal, then go out. It's dangerous. And you may... One must beware curry panic. Curry panic, Husey, this is. Out with some uni mates at a Law Society social. The plan is to go for a curry, spoons, and then clubbing in Nottingham. So actually, do you know what, this fan was saying to me, you need to go meet up with your mates more. I was like, okay. And I was like,
what a woman. What do you know, what a nice thing for a wife or a husband to say, why don't you go out and see your friends a bit more? That is so fucking healthy and wholesome. God, I love her.
Yeah, she's great. But we then sort of about what you do with blokes. It's like, and she was saying, blokes don't go for like a nice meal. They go for a curry. They don't want it, they don't want to sort of, they've got to be careful in what they're doing. In terms of like, go for a nice meal. So when I went out with Dom yesterday, and
for a nice meal.
She said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, Dom said there's a couple of things. There's like we could go for a curry." She went, "See?" I went, "Oh no, we haven't gone for a curry."
Yeah.
And I was like, so I thought I had the higher ground. And then she went, "What are you doing?" I went, "Oh, we're going to Nando's." And she went, "Well, it's the same thing." But yeah, does anyone go for like really stunning meals with lad mates?
Yeah, well, let's just go for proper like high class quality.
Sure,
dining.
that's what Rory wants to do. We're trying to do that with Rory for a while.
I know. Like I'm kind of like when you like earlier you went to me like we've got to meet on Monday, have a little chat, maybe go for something to eat. In my head, I was like,
No, we're not allowed to do
rather
that.
go for a pub to a pub.
You feel safe.
Maybe
there.
get a
Do you
snack.
not feel safe? Are you concerned? What's going to happen?
I'm worried about being sluggish if I eat loads of food.
I see. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant like I don't know. You thought it was I don't know. You just thought it'd be awkward. I was having a sit down meal.
No, shut up. Of course not.
Well, we've done it before, didn't we? Brick Lane.
Yeah, we have done it. Yeah, Brick Lane. Remember it well.
I feel like Hughes is trying to make this a bit more laddie, but because the start goes out with some. You could read this in two different accents. Out with some uni mates at a law society social.
Social.
The plan is to go for a curry, spoons, and then clubbing in Nottingham. As a relatively quiet lad and new to the group, I attempted to gain some respect from my fellow uni-goers by ordering a vindaloo. Brackets 4 little chilies on the menu. It was a nice curry, but incredibly difficult to keep a level head whilst trying to ingest what felt like molten metal in front of all of these other lads. Weatherspoons followed each of us, 7 lads getting a round in, so 5 Carlsbergs and 2 double vodka lemonades deep. Hopefully you went early with that, with the rounds. Anyway, after that, I was deep. I was struggling to keep my curry down. The panic is now setting in. As we arrive at the club, I know I'm in for a long night, as these lads want to stay until 3 a.m. That's just 2 weeks on the trot where people have gone, they've declared early doors that we'll be staying till 3 a.m. Is that a thing? I thought you just sort of went out and...
Yeah. I was one of the people, there were a few of, when we used to go out, we were pretty good. We would be there to the end and beyond sometimes, but there was a couple of people, just would disappear at some point during the night, not say goodbye. They would just be gone. And you wouldn't worry about them because they did it every time.
But do you know, my mate, I'm going to name him because this is embarrassing. Well, on the stag do, Bear, this lad Bear, he is such an accountant. It's unbelievable. So it's all about the balance sheet. Now, he's done very well for himself. Okay, let's put it that way. And when we were on the stag, we had to pay in cash. So we sort of paid for this like meal and that, and we were like, let's just get a kitty sorted, shall we? Everyone chuck 50 euros in. So everyone does it, and then it was like, oh, Bear doesn't want to do it, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Bear, put 50 euros in the kitty. And he's like, I don't know where it's going to be used, and I was like, what are you saying to me? And he's like, it's 50. Just put 50 quid in the kitty. Like it's all going to be on stuff that's the point of a kitty. And he's like. But basically, he's got it already in his mind that he's not going to stay out past like midnight, and therefore he's not going to get any of the shots, or whatever it might be. And anyway, went to the next bar and started using the kitty, and then all of a sudden he's having to put his 50 quid in. What an egg! Just do it.
There is, you just
those bloody guys. Anyway. After a long night, as the music gets louder, I felt vibrating through. I felt vibrating through my body, sending the vindaloo into a frenzy. Eventually, I see the curry in the bowl of the Rock City Nottingham toilets. Never again. You've learnt your lesson. I did want to finish with this. So again, final thing on Stag Do. It was so funny. It was disgusting. It was so funny, right? Another one of my mates. I won't name him, but he was steaming because it took us a very, very long time to even get to this. Where were we? Dortmund, Cologne. Anyway, by the time it's the end of the night, he started doing these horrific farts. And then we're on the dance floor, and he did one, and it was so bad. It literally cleared the entire. It wasn't just like, is that you? The accusing like mime. Is that you? Is that you? It was honestly the whole place everyone just left it. It's so bad. It was so bad, right? And then what was so funny though, about 10 minutes later, Dom, my mate, he'd like disappeared and was like, oh, I wonder where Dom's. He comes back and he's fuming, and I'm like, because normally, like when Dom's fuming, it's like it's different, right? And he went, I've just been sick. I was like. And he's like, it's not funny. It's not funny. He's made me sick. I'm not drunk. This isn't down to alcohol. The smell of his fart has just made me have to go to the toilet and vomit. He was fuming. It was so funny.
That is amazing.
So funny.
He's angry with him. Really angry.
Yeah, he's like, I've just been sick, and not because of alcohol. I smell that. That is so disgusting.
That is amazing.
It was so bad. It was
amazing,
incredibly bad. And on that bombshell.
Brilliant.
We break it. We break for the end of this podcast, but we will be back obviously next week, and the live show is
Monday.
upon us. Very excited. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I think we're going to be going. Oh, this is important, isn't it? We will be starting at 6:30. Hour-long podcast. So doors open at what? Flav, 6?
6. You can go earlier, but the public get kicked out at 6, I think.
Okay. All right. Right. Wonderful stuff. Exciting times. Looking forward to it. If you want to become a patron, links in the description. Have a great weekend. Only forwards. See you later.
Peace.